when you sit down and meet with your accumulation specialist to help you build up your IRA or your 401k through your working years, rarely are they going to say, well, we're experts in making sure you never run out of that money. Ask them, just put it out there. Are you an expert in building a retirement plan that will never run out of money no matter what? Hi, friends. This is Colin Richard. It is great to be talking to you today about the key differentiators at Lord & Richards. And I describe the name Lord & Richards as defining a partnership between the Lord and me. I'm the Richards in Lord & Richards. I am the steward of the resources God has entrusted to me, and you can find those 5 biblical priorities or principles in our previous segment. But in the next 2 segments, I'm going to be digging into really the key differentiators around how Lord & Richards builds your comprehensive plan for financial independence. And I'm going to start with that idea right there. Number 1, we put planning over products. You see, most Americans, because maybe advisors are looking at their portfolios and saying, oh, you're not wealthy enough for us to spend the time and the effort to build a comprehensive plan. We'll just slap you in some financial products like mutual funds or whatever, and we'll watch it grow, and you should hopefully be okay. But you know what? The level of planning that Lord & Richards does for every single client that we have is usually reserved for the super wealthy. Consider this, at Lord & Richards, not only do we have a fiduciary obligation to act in your best interest, but we also believe that that fiduciary obligation means we must put together a written, comprehensive plan, not just something that lives in our head. What happens if we die, right? Needs to be written down, codified, and put into your hands in a way that we can be held accountable. That is so rare. I can count on one hand how many of these plans I've seen from clients who come to see us from other advisors. You say, well, great, Colin, I love that. What is in that plan? Well, in that plan, you're going to first of all find a written risk management plan. And I'm going to talk about that some more in a minute. You're going to find a written income plan to make sure you never run out of money before you run out of life, right? You're going to find a written healthcare plan to make sure you're not bankrupted or your household by the high cost of chronic illness. And we're going to use creative ways, not ways you've typically heard of. When I describe the ways I use to address healthcare in my public events, everybody is dumbfounded. They've never heard of these before. And then we're going to put together a written tax reduction plan. Oh my goodness, the number one cost that most of us will face in retirement. Not the cause of bankruptcy, that's healthcare, but consider it, if you're paying taxes, you're making money, right? So you're not bankrupt. But it is a huge expense, and the natural funnel of life at the end of life is that your money winds up in the hands of the government, nursing homes, and hospitals. And most of the clients I'm talking to say, Colin, that is not where I want it to go. Let's get a plan of action in place to ensure that doesn't happen. And we have a wonderful way that we address that through our own Lord & Richards Tax Services company right within the umbrella of Lord & Richards. And then fifth and finally, having a written estate plan, a written plan to make sure that what you leave behind goes to the causes and to the people that you love. Again, not the government, nursing homes, and hospitals, right? We're going to address the challenges of passing wealth from one generation to the other. So that's our first key differentiator. I just don't see written plans. You're going to walk out of Lord & Richards. When you sit down and meet with us, it costs you absolutely nothing. We will build and design a plan for you for no additional cost. And what we're going to do then is empower you, right, to hold us accountable for that plan to make sure your goals, dreams, and values are represented and come to fruition, right, through constant, continuous contact and reviewing of that plan and updating of that plan. The second thing I think is becoming more and more rare, I'm surprised at this, is we at Lord & Richards are distribution specialists. You say, what does that mean, Colin? Well, when we're working and we're just piling money into our 401k, we can call that the accumulation phase, right? The years when we're building wealth that hopefully we can tap into through our retirement years. But it's time to take income from that one day, right? The distribution phase. And here's what I find. Folks who are really good up front seldom go on to develop the specialty in getting that money out so that it never runs out before you run out of life. At Lord & Richards, we'll actually provide a Lord & Richards lifestyle guarantee. You say, what on earth is that, Colin? I've never heard that before. That's because nobody's saying it. Nobody's doing it. When we build your comprehensive written income plan as part of your financial independence plan, you're going to have a guarantee that you never run out of money before you run out of life. Wouldn't that be nice, right? We'll help you create your own pension. We provide what are called defined outcome portfolios. These are unique in that we actually know the outcome and we can guarantee that outcome when it comes to your income and when it comes to never killing the lifestyle that you've worked so hard to build over your entire life. This is the problem, right? When you sit down and meet with your accumulation specialist to help you build up your IRA or your 401k through your working years, rarely are they going to say, well, we're experts in making sure you never run out of that money. Ask them. Just put it out there. Are you an expert in building a retirement plan that will never run out of money no matter what? And rarely are you going to hear yes. Now, if they say yes, then say, okay, great, let's get it in writing. Let's put it down. And, Lord & Richards will give me a lifestyle guarantee that I'll never run out. Will you do that? Will you do that? Will you guarantee that I will never run out of money before I run out of life? That's a pretty powerful promise, and we're making it every single day at Lord & Richards. So our first two key differentiators are real easy to remember. Number one, you get a written plan, right? This gets written down. That's absolutely crucial. It is non-negotiable. If your current advisor has only just handed you bits and pieces of paper and illustrations and whatnot, back tests or portfolio materials, those are not a written plan. I assure you, a written plan shows your cash flow. It accounts for your budget and your income today, inflation adjusting that, accounting for taxes, accounting for the distributions that you'll need, arranging to make sure that that money comes out in a proper order from your taxable, your tax deferred, and your tax-free accounts. By the way, we can show you how to get more of those tax-free accounts. And then as part of that plan, you can have a guarantee, right? If you're working with the right advisor, you can have a guarantee, hey, we are set for life. I just got a beautiful note from my clients. Let's call them John and Mary. And they said, hey, we are extremely happy with the plan that you've put in place for us. Our income never stops. It never runs out. And we're ready to do even more with Lord & Richards. And they've moved away, but they can't find those solutions in their local markets. But now that they have additional monies freed up, some property that's sold, they want to do more. Why? Because Lord & Richards will guarantee what only others will guess at. All right. So if you're ready to start putting some concrete changes in your future that will guarantee your lifestyle, it's time to pick up the phone and give us a call because we're going to provide you this plan absolutely free. Just give us a call.